that Khorasan is that territory which extends from northwest Pakistan, the Pathan belt, northeast Iran, the whole of Afghanistan, and the territory north of Afghanistan. But clearly Afghanistan is in the heart of Khorasan. No. This territory has one thing distinctive about it, that Europe could never colonize the heart of Khorasan. The British tried when Britain was the ruling state in the world, and the British failed. And then the Russians tried when they had the superpower, the Soviet Union. And after 12 years, the Russians failed. And guess who is trying now? Yes. The war in Khorasan has just begun, Mr. Bush. It has just begun. On that day, when Islam liberates Afghanistan, I believe it is that army which will be unstoppable until it reaches Jerusalem. Please give us an alternative to citizenship, and it's shirk. I want to confess to you the limitations of my thought, and then we must all collectively think. I can't do all the thinking. There are amongst you here tonight those who are better thinkers than I am and who will be able to extend my thought. Do not enter into citizenship where you have to pledge allegiance to a secular state, because that is direct involvement in shirk. But when citizenship is conferred upon you without your having to pledge any allegiance, you are born in a particular territory, then you have not entered into shirk because you have not pledged any allegiance. And in that territory and elsewhere in the world, you make it plain and clear for everybody down here and everybody up there to hear: I do not recognize the sovereignty of that state. If even with that state where you have citizenship, you are now denied citizenship, then you become what we were when we left Mecca and went to Medina. What were we? Yes, refugees. And there are many people in the world today who have refugee status. Probably some are here in this room tonight. In most of the Muslim countries nowadays, it is constitutionally mentioned that sovereignty is vested in the people of the country. So those who are living in the country, accepting the sovereignty, are they all in shirk? You can live in the country, you can be a citizen of the country without having ever pledged allegiance to the state and to its constitution. Yeah. Without ever having voted in an election. But I was told yesterday that in Australia, if you do not go and vote in the elections, you have to pay a fine. If I were here, I'd pay the fine. I'd pay the fine, yes. No, wait, we can't allow questions. Please write it down.
No, question.
No. When does see if you can check that out for me. Did you say that the Mahdi is a Shia? No, I said that the Mahdi will leave Medina. No, I didn't say that. The Prophet said that, alayhi salatu wasalam. The Mahdi will leave Medina and hurry towards Mecca. And the hadith was that the people of Mecca would come out to him and force him to accept the bay'ah. And he would accept the bay'ah at the Kaaba and proclaim himself to be the Mahdi. I then went on to say that Makkah has never been a Shia city. Never, in all history. And Makkah is not going to become a Shia city. And Makkah will not go out to a Shia to force him to accept the bay'ah. To believe in that, you should live on the moon. And therefore the Mahdi cannot be Shia. When the Mahdi proclaims himself to be Mahdi, those amongst the Shia who accept him and follow him are our brothers in faith, and will fight with us side by side, shoulder to shoulder, in liberating the Holy Land. But when those amongst the Shia refuse to accept him as the Mahdi, they will no longer be recognized as our brothers in faith and will not fight with us shoulder to shoulder in order to liberate the Holy Land. When does one become a Muslim? One can be a Muslim in your heart, but we don't know it. So if you die, we can't bury you. No. We can't bury you. We can't give you Salatul Janazah, although you're a Muslim in your heart. Okay? We cannot perform the Salatul Janazah over you. The only time we can perform the Salatul Janazah over you is when you publicly declare yourself in the presence of witnesses that you are Muslim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. You said that the Khilafah will not return until the Kaaba is taken control of. But when the Prophet established his state in Medina, he was not in control of the Kaaba. Please explain. If anyone chooses to argue that the Khilafah can be restored before the advent of Imam Al Mahdi, I have no quarrel with him. No. If he wants to launch a movement to restore the Khilafah now, I don't have any quarrel with him, and you should not have any quarrel with him. We have come to this conclusion because we understand that Ya'juj and Ma'juj were released in the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ. And we therefore recognize the world order which today controls the world to be the world order of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. You do not, but we do. If we recognize this world order to be the world order of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, and so long as they control the world, you cannot restore the Khilafah. They will destroy it. On that day when they no longer control the world, yes, at that time the Khilafah can be restored. But when will they no longer control the world? It will be at that time when Al-Masih Ad-Dajjal has completed his mission. When he has completed his mission, then comes the unfolding of the events where the true Messiah will kill the false Messiah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Then it will be possible to restore the Khilafah. But those who differ and say no, Ya'juj and Ma'juj will not be released until after the return of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, we say to them, brother, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting for that day. That's all we have to say to you. No more. When the American economy collapses and Israel rules the world, for approximately how long will they rule? One can only guess. One can only guess. No one can give a specific answer. The specific answer, of course, is that Israel will rule the world for a day which will be like a week. But if you want me to spell out how long will a day like a week last, I can only guess. The answer is that a day which is like a week will last for as long as it takes for the Sea of Galilee to dry up. So now how long will it take for the Sea of Galilee to dry up? I can only make a guess. I can be wrong, but at least I'm guessing, which is more than they are doing who are only eating halwa. My guess was about 50 years, but I can be wrong. When the Sea of Galilee dries up, that is the time when Israel will no longer rule the world. I love this hadith. Guess why? Because George Bush could watch the Sea of Galilee going down. And Tony, what's his name? Yes. And Ariel, what's his name? Sharon. Yeah. And the Jews? They can watch the Sea of Galilee going down and drying up.